Joining me now from Southern California, Chief Patrol Agent of the U.S. Border Patrol, San Diego Sector, Rodney Scott. Rodney, the caravan is here. It's deja vu all over again, and there's going to be another one behind it. But what we're going to see here, correct me if I'm wrong, is other portions of the border. There'll be staging elements of other caravans, and possibly this one will disperse possibly to the west. So you might see them in the El Paso sector. You might see them in the Yuma sector. You might eventually see them in your sector in San Diego.
Correct. What we're looking at just south of Eagle Pass, Texas right now is the first of 3 caravans we're monitoring coming up through Mexico with a total of about 15,000 people. So the 2,000 people that are there now, Eagle Pass is going to be facing the same struggles that we faced here in San Diego over the last few months.
And we should point out, I use the word exploit because in essence they are exploiting our system. They're overwhelming the system. A lot of people don't realize that when you make an arrest as a member of the Border Patrol, it doesn't always stop there. Your agents are then possibly pulled off the border to process. In some cases, they have to go to hospitals if these people are injured in the process of breaching our sovereignty. So they're exploiting not only the loopholes in our laws, but they're exploiting the fact that we have a limited number of agents at the border.
That's correct. These caravans are really a gift to the cartels, if you will. The sheer numbers are only part of the issue. The demographics have changed dramatically, the illnesses we deal with. Just here in San Diego, I have an average of 40 agents taken off of the border doing hospital watch, basically babysitting sick illegal aliens in a hospital on a daily basis. The smugglers use this, not to mention the processing times significantly increase when you're talking about any country we don't have a border directly with. The cartels know it. They push the asylum seekers or the aliens willing to kind of go along. They push them through areas, get our resources overwhelmed. And then the narcotics or the aliens that adamantly do not want to be fingerprinted or photographed come in behind them.
And 40 is a significant number.
That is a significant number. That could be an entire shift at a station, for example. And as just another example, here in San Diego, just this weekend, the same thing was happening. Our agents were getting overwhelmed with families and regular illegal migrants crossing the border here in San Diego. When it rains, we don't have a lot of infrastructure. We have sections out east that we don't have border roads. And an old section of the dilapidated scrap metal fence was cut and 2 vehicles drove through, heavy 4-wheel drive vehicles. We have no idea what was in those vehicles. They got away. And
we should point out that in the last few days or so, you have a Border Patrol checkpoint on a freeway about 50 miles north of the border at San Clemente, and you all made a significant drug bust there. And it kind of connects the dots, right? I mean, you have a dilapidated fence along the border that was put up decades ago, corrugated steel. They can cut through it. They can drive through it, and this is the end result. You caught one of them. You caught one of them along the I-5 freeway, I believe it was. But how many did you not catch?
Now, that's always the question that there's no answer to, is what gets away. Until we have real true border security where we can stop vehicles from driving through these remote areas and we can have situational awareness to really know what's going on out there, we're not going to know what's getting away. But today, instead of assigning more resources to that, I'm pulling more and more resources in to process family units, Central Americans claiming migrants, so they're economic migrants trying to claim asylum, and then all the illnesses and issues that come with that.
An example of an agent who was pulled off the border for whatever reason, but she was off the border, is the reason why you have that black stripe on your badge right now, I would believe. Donna Ross, the agent who was killed in Texas. This was an agent who had been with your department for quite a while. And she was involved in a traffic stop. She was aiding the Texas Mounties, correct?
Correct. A very tragic loss for our organization, and my hearts and prayers go out to her family and the agents in Texas. We work with the state and locals very well in most areas, and that's an integral part of our enforcement, is actually patrolling the routes that go away from the border, whether it be I-5 or 15 here or in Texas, the roads leading away from the border. And she was providing assistance to another agency, and then was struck and killed by another uninvolved motorist.
It just proves the risk that you all take every day. It is a war zone. This wasn't on the border, it was off the border, but is certainly a risk to the federal agents who put their lives on the line to protect this republic. And I want to show some staggering numbers. These are family unit apprehensions year over year, 2018 versus 2019. These are certain sectors. This is just a portion of the sectors. You have the Rio Grande sector, it's up 216%. El Centro sector is up 286%. San Diego sector, congratulations, Rodney, 601%. increase, but that pales to El Paso's sector at 1,866% increase.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.